Hey, it's Kim. Welcome back to the channel. We are setting up for the month of February today. Yes, February is here. I almost can't believe it, but it's here. And what makes me very excited about February is actually this beautiful kit from Sterling Ink. So I do subscribe to the Sterling Ink sticker kits every month, and I have since the beginning of 2022 or 2021, whenever she started it. So I have every single month, and every single month I always say this is probably one of the best. And this one is no different. I have this out because I already cut it down to the size of my standard common planner. It's the common planner N1. I do use the calendar from the subscription kit, which comes in a B6 size, I believe. So I do cut it down to the width of a traveler's notebook, which is around about 4.25 inches. So I already did that. I cut a little bit off of each side because I wanted to preserve as much of the design as possible. So that's why I already have that pulled out. But the kit itself came in a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm ready to set it up. I'll show you first the vellums, and I'm trying to do this in like the easiest way possible. I don't know, least amount of noise. I don't think it's working. So this is one of the vellums, and it has kind of like a tile work type of pattern behind it. Very intricate, very detailed. And then the other vellum is similar, but it does not have that tile work behind it, and it's on more of a clear or transparent background, whereas the other vellum has more of a grayish background. So those are the two vellums that came in the kit. I'll put those aside along with the days of the month, because I don't need those just yet. I pull those out when the month gets here. Alright, so inside the kit, the main stickers we have. So this is the vinyl that was covering the tissue paper, or that was sealing the tissue paper that was covering the kit. So I do usually keep these. Sometimes I will reuse them. The one from January, I actually just have it living here, and I'll tell you why. The original purpose was trying to cover up as much of the inside of my planner as possible. So this is an undyed, not nubuck, but kind of like a soft velvety type of leather. I'm sure it would stain very easily, but I'm left-handed. So I feel like whenever I was writing, I was maybe resting along here, and I'm not a very careful person. So I wasn't gonna like make sure I had no lotion. I wasn't gonna do all of that. You know, I gotta live. So what I decided to do, this was like out one day, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just clip it here. So I have it clipped right here. So what that does when I am writing, for the most part, it covers most of this, and it also just vibes with everything else going on in the kit at the moment. So I think I'll do the same maybe with this one. We'll see. Of course, I'm going to tear off most of that tissue paper, but that's what that is. And then we also have the actual set of stickers. So let's see what all of those are looking like. And this is the deluxe kit, I believe it's called. So it comes with all of the pieces and the parts. So this is the larger vinyl sticker that comes with it. And no, this video is not sponsored. I'm just into Sterling Ink. These are the tabs. This is the little mini calendar, which I will be swapping out for this mini calendar when the time comes. I will actually just put it right behind there for now. And then this is like that freebie card that comes with all of the kits. This is the script, or the month and the block lettering, and then the month labels and the script lettering. Yes, I did use one of these already inside of my passport traveler's notebook. And then you just have the additional like smaller icons or floral elements, and then the larger ones, and we have a good amount of scene stickers, and these are really pretty. I don't even know if you can see those in detail, but those are super pretty, very detailed. And having them on the washi background or the washi paper, sticker paper, kind of gives it like a watercolor effect. These are the corners and edges. These are more kind of scene stickers. And what else? Some of the larger elements. These are the washi strips and additional elements. Those are the same. These are the strip stickers, which I'm still trying to get a handle on how to use those. I don't use them a whole lot. These are the portraits, the torn paper, the stamps, and then the weekdays. And then this is the numbers that comes in every kit, and these are extremely useful. So that's all the things that come in this kit, the deluxe kit, and I'm gonna kind of set aside all of the things that I will likely be using to set up the entire month this month. Just gonna move all of these date stickers that I have, put them to the side. These are actually a freebie from Brown Plans on Instagram, and these are really cute. I love these appointment sticky notes. I just printed them on plain white Post-it notes. And I have some of my reminder page flags that I'm going to leave here. So for 2020, no, not 2020 anything, for February, I've already gone through and I did my setup of what the month is going to look like for me. So I like to do this little kind of mock-up of all of the markers and the washi tapes that I want to use for the month. So that's what I have going on here. I feel like looking at this, they don't really look like they all vibe together, but I think individually they will. I think they do. So that's what I'm doing for the month. And this month I am using an ink, Diamine Writer's Blood. It is a really, really dark burgundy-esque color with like no purple or anything in the undertones. So that's what my main ink is going to be. I haven't yet decided, or actually I did. And then my accent ink, or the ink that I'm going to use to write notes or to highlight things, is going to be a gray ink. I think Wearing All Anubis or Anubis, however you say it, or some other gray ink. Haven't fully finalized that at the moment. Oh, but I will tell you that the pen I'm going to use for February, and this is only for the pen lovers. If you are into fountain pens, you care about this part. If you're not, you don't care about this part. So the pen I'm going to use is this one. This is a Sailor 1911 in the regular size, if I can get it to focus. So that's the pen I'm going to be using. This is the one from 2021 that I feel like was their pen of the year or something like that, in the cranberry sparkle color. This is a medium nib, and I have a gray ink already in this Pilot Vanishing Point stripes, so I think I'll be using this for my accent color. So those are the two pens that I'll be using for February. All right, pen talk aside, let's get into it. And first things first, we need to go over to the monthly, and I'm going to follow the same pattern. So like the same pattern that I kind of did in setting up January with the washi at the bottom, using the larger washi strip, maybe even that larger vinyl sticker that comes in the kit. For February, it's this one. So it's super pretty. Definitely will fit down here. I don't have any days of the month down here at the bottom, so I can fit that there. And then the washi strip that comes is this one. I do feel like there's a right and a wrong way. Sometimes with stickers, it doesn't always seem like there's a right and a wrong way of like how to position them, but in this case, I would say there's a right and there's a wrong way. Alright, so it has like this corner here and then like a curved corner there. Also, if I'm using this vinyl sticker, there's a lot of blue going on in here. Not a whole lot of blue in here, so maybe something to bring the two together. But do I want something that's going to stand out a whole lot? I don't know. Let me put my bookmark there so I can easily turn back to here. I'm thinking that I will use, or I would like to use this washi. But is this too dark? Almost. But I like it. So, I might try that. If you're not new around here, you know that I just stick them down. I just stick the stickers down. Think about it later. Do I regret it later? Not usually. So, just will stick it and keep moving. So, okay, so clearly it has to go this way because I feel like the straight edge is along there. Yeah, no, that would look weird. So it has to go this way. I'm going to make sure it goes all the way to the left of the spread. And then that will leave me enough room for this sticker on the side so that it won't cover up this beautiful washi strip. So that's what we're going to do. And I always feel like there's a right and a wrong way to hold washi. I don't know if I've said that before. I am left-handed, and I feel like whenever I start to peel washi, especially if it has like words or something on it, I always start to peel it, or numbers in this case, I always peel it in the wrong direction. Okay, so this is a really large ruler, but it's the one I got closest to me. So do that there, this here. Do I need to cut it? This washi? No, I didn't cut that one. Just carefully place it. I like that. And then I'll put the sticker here. All right. So I would advise cutting the washi in the center, like where it goes over the folds in the book, or that center area, because otherwise, trust me on this, it will a lot of the times go on crooked on the opposite side, like kind of like that. Like I have, it's crooked and there's a little bit of space in between here. I'm going to pretend like I don't see that. Let's see. Can I peel it up? If I can peel it up, I'm going to attempt to reposition it. I think maybe I can. All right, we did it. And I did not rip the page. Now, like, I don't even know how I, oh, and I'm ripping the sticker. Don't do this. Moral of the story, don't do this. So I should just cut this right now, right? Yeah. I also don't have my little tiny scissors over here. Like, what? Was I even ready? Was I ready for this? Clearly not. So I'm cutting that in a weird kind of spot. And then I'll see if I can get this to lay at least straighter than I originally had it. And hopefully I don't mess up this part that I ripped. But maybe I already have. Okay, put that there. This piece that I ripped. Oh no. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright, good enough. Alright, we rebounded from that pretty well. And then I'm going to put this sticker there. I like to have kind of like a formula. Don't want that. I kind of want the feet to show. So I'm going to lift it up a little bit. I like having a formula for my monthly layouts so that I know what's going where. Like I don't have to think about it too much. I know that I'm going to want a bold border at the bottom. I know that I'm going to want the month name up at the top. These are things I know. I know I'm going to want to use a large sticker on the bottom as well. Whether it's the bottom left, bottom right, kind of depends on the month. But having that template to go off of is important. So next I'll do the name, the month title up at the top. And I will likely use the script. So I likely use the script. I do like that. Luckily for February, I'm not covering up any days. Unlike in January, I covered up like the 1st and the 2nd. So this strip and then a piece of washi underneath it, maybe. But as I'm saying that, I feel like I don't want this washi again. Okay, pro tip. In order to see what these full stick, oh, okay, so they are the strips. I thought it looked like they were curving or something. I guess they were not. So in order to actually see what the stickers look like, I do peel away the background of it. Kind of, you know, kills the fact that you're seeing all of it together, but it makes it so that I can easily see what the stickers look like, and I can pick which part of the stickers I want to use. Like, I'd love to use this one here with the black kind of border. Like, would I use that underneath the February label? Maybe. I almost wish it was a little bit thicker. Also, pro tip, try and figure this out before you turn on the camera. I never do. It's okay. We'll just edit all of the extra out. I'm thinking I might like to cut both of these. I think that's exactly what I want to do. And because I really want this flower to show, and I think I'm going to stack them together. Okay. And I need to cut them on this sheet so that they both end up at the same spot. Though I usually prefer not to cut them on the sheet. And I need to stand up when positioning this. And of course, that is my radiator in the background because it's freezing cold today. Okay. It's good enough. There is a little gap there, but I'm okay. I feel like I'm going to put this here. Again, yes, I ripped it. And then maybe something down right there over this corner. All right, so I thought I would put another little sticker there, but I don't think so. I'm going to leave it here. This is bold. That's a lot of color, but it's cool. All right, so typically what I will do for my monthly layout, I like to come in and mark out appointments and things that I have going on. And though I told you I'm using that other pen, I'm actually going to do that filling in with this pen because this one is currently inked. The other one that I showed you is not, because someone was not prepared to start filming when they turned on the camera, obviously. And side note, I'm sure you can hear, probably, my radiator in the background. There's like one right next to me. It's a super, super cold day today. So it is what it is. So I actually turned the thermostat down so that it would not kick on, but it still kicks on. So that is clearly an indication of how cold it is today. All right, so for February, I have something on the 6th, 22nd, 19th, 12th. I just said those all out of order. Work. So these are like old dot stickers that I have from Cloth and Paper. This Mademoiselle color might work. I think I'll try the Mademoiselle. So maybe I'll use these dots. Okay, so I only have dots in that color. I thought I had like drops and strips and whatevers, but I don't. So I'm gonna use these to mark those dates. So now this is what I always struggle with. Do I want to put it over the actual date or right next to whatever I'm writing? Is it that big of a deal? No. All right, whatever. All right, a little of that got cut off, but I think you can see that I did plug in all the dates and the appointments for February so far. I had to take a little bit of a break because my memory card got full, and an espresso break as well. So the monthly layout for February is done. Next, we're going to go into and set up the collections and the notes pages. So I explained in my last Plan With Me video for January, or no, actually it was the setup video that I did, that I did mark the number of pages that I would use for each month. It turns out to be about 28 pages for each month, and then there's some extra notes pages I believe after that. If you watch my 2024 setup video for this planner, I kind of explained all of that. But in the meantime, I did plot it out because we're only like a little over halfway through January. We got about a week and a half left, so I do know that February should likely start right here. So this is where I'm going to start my collection pages. And the same way I did it for January, I'm going to have a dashboard type of layout for this. And now that I'm saying that, I actually forgot that I need to go back and do my tracker. We'll do that after we do this. But first things first, I do want to look. Okay, so on the right hand side, we have the 1 line a day. And then we've got some washi tape at the bottom. We've got some deco going on. So what I want to do is pull out those vertical number line stickers so that I can set this up. And these are the ones from Sterling Ink. So I'm going to put these down and set up this page. I keep looking over here because I'm trying to remember how I did this for January. So I want the dashboard over on the left hand side, and you can see that not everything got filled in anyway, but we're still going to go with the layout. I still got a week and a half of January left. You never know what's going to happen, but I'm going to do the washi at the bottom, sticker on the left, and then the script header at the top. Okay, so let me pick which washis I want to use for this. So I know that for the monthly layout, my main Tombow marker is going to be in 79. It is a warm gray type of color. So I know that's what I'm going to mainly be using on the monthly. On this red, however, I think it depends what other deco I go with and what other washi I go with, what's gonna happen. So let's take a look at that calendar. So the February calendar is it has like that grayish background. We've got a lot of that reddish color going on, just a little bit. So I think, just as I've been looking at these washis, that I might want to go with this black grid washi. I feel like it's saying a lot, and I'm liking what it's saying. Also, with that, so I have this one that is mostly grayish, has a little bit of that mustard yellow in it, but I don't see a lot of that in this one. The only washi I have that is doing anything in terms of color is really the same one that I use on the monthly. So maybe I'll use these two together. I think that's what I'll do. I feel like that's like the easiest option. So the black grid all the way across the bottom. So I need to kind of put down the actual washi tape before I can decide where everything else is going, especially the number line. I want to make sure I give myself enough space so that I kind of have 1 through 29, since this is February. And then I want this one next, but I don't think I want, actually I don't know. I was thinking I didn't want the full height of this washi, but I think I do. So that works for me. And then this one's going to go here once I get the number line down. Oh, and like I said, this is February, so we're only going up to day 29 since it's a leap year. It may not be the most ideal, but it's just the one I'm liking the most today. Alright, so that's going to go there. And then the other script February header will go up at the top. Put this one down a little from the edge. And then I want this one, this bottom one, to go like there. Okay. This one is very intricate and I feel like I'm going to screw this up. I need to stand up to sort of see where to place it because I want this to line up almost with the line of the other sticker. I feel like that is crooked. That is the best that I got. All right, it's cute. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. And I know I said that this is one of the best collections yet. I do still stand by that. But what's interesting to me, I'm not a huge fan of this color. So that burgundy-ish wine kinds of color, yet I'm still really into this collection. I feel like that says a lot. That is saying a whole lot. All right, so the mark I'm going to use to write one line is going to be this mild liner. I don't know what the name of this is. In my previous video, I talked about names of mild liners, and there are mild liners with actual names on them. I don't know what makes them different. Maybe like the country of origin, maybe, I don't know what the deal is, but some of them do have names on them. I was going to write it in line with February, but I don't need to because this is going to cover it. I feel like I could have moved this number line up more. You live and you learn, but I'm still going to write one line over here. It's pretty large, larger than I intended. So I'm going to attempt to line this up at the top and over on the left. I feel like I'm a little crooked. But just gotta go for it. Using my fingernail to squeeze that tape in the crease. I think it's a little bit off. But I think good enough for today's purposes. And before I move from this left-hand side, I'm going to place the February tab up at the top as well. Not to worry. Okay, so what I was saying is when I close the book, I'm thinking this hangs out a bit too much. I think it does. So I will trim a little bit of that down. Okay, so moving on to the main part of my dashboard. So the left-hand side where I started kind of adding some information, or started with this bright idea for January, adding information of what I want to include here. So I have a monthly focus, I have these categories that I'm filling in, and I have some upcoming or important dates that I want to put there. I don't want to call it upcoming, I want to call it important. So I'll put that, I'll keep that here. My monthly focus section I'll also keep up at the top. I feel like this header is a bit too big for my liking. I'm going to stick with that color there, that mild liner. Put those 4 categories here, the important there. All right. I have not sketched any of this out for placement. I'm still learning. Still learning. So I think I want to not call this section monthly focus, just focus. Clearly we are in the month. So like F-O-C-U-S. Let's start right about there. All right, and then I'm gonna have a space for about 3 items that I will use a pencil for. I'm still gonna have 4 categories. So I have decided the 4 categories are going to be watching, reading, learning, and project. Katasha from Brown Plans gave me the idea to use project. I actually had a lot of great ideas in the comments on my last January Setup With Me video. or plan with me video. And the one that I'm going to use now, because this will definitely change, but the one I'm going to use now is project. I love that idea. I do plan to set up projects for myself, like monthly projects throughout the year. So I think that would be a great place to put them. And they're not only, they're mostly, I think, going to be like home projects. So I think that's what I want to do. And I'll do the same thing with these boxes. Just gonna kind of freehand it. So this is the middle line. So let's go from here. Alright, so zooming you in a bit to give you a better look. This is what we've got. So I'm liking this. I'm liking this dashboard layout, this dashboard view, and I'm going to use just this smaller tip on the outliner to number in my numbers. I think I'll leave these boxes penciled in just like I have them. I don't know if I want them to have a border yet. Alright, so this is my dashboard setup for February. And I'm really liking how this looks. So the next thing that I have to do is set up my tracker for February. And I'm going to follow this same scheme that we got going on. I need to make myself some new tabs. But I'm going to follow the same thing. Oh, and something I told myself as I've been using this tracker is that I want to do the check marks this way. Or at least make it so that whatever tick marks I do, I don't have to turn this book sideways. I don't know why, but that kind of bugs me if I'm just like updating things every day. So for instance, because all of my check marks are facing this way, I have to turn it every time I come to my tracker. So I think what I'm going to start doing is either making the check marks go this way or using something else like a dot or something that doesn't require me to turn the book. What I'm debating on though right now as I'm looking at it is whether or not I would really want to do that. So I'm debating whether or not it will bug me to see these check marks going one direction and these check marks going another direction. I know that's silly, but I know me. But before we move on, it's interesting how this month label, I feel like I should move it over more, but I'm already here. How this month label for February, the font is a little smaller, and it appears a little less bold than the font for January, but it's cool. So then at the bottom, I'll do one of the other deco things at the bottom here. So put that one down here, and I feel like I want another floral kind of thing, a floral flourish to go right next to it. It looks like it goes along with the rest of these flowers. I just wanted it to fill up the whole bottom of the spread a little bit more. And like I said, I think my color for the month is going to be this one, N79, though after using that mild liner, so this one's N79, but after using that mild liner, I wouldn't mind this one either after using that on the one line section. I like how it has a bit of a warmer undertone, almost like bordering on purpley, sort of. So once we get closer to the month, I will decide. And I will also, as we get closer to the month, fill in all the habits and the things that I'll be tracking. Usually this bottom part will stay the same. This top part could change. So I'm not going to fill those in until we get there. All right, so that is my entire setup for the month of February. So here we have the monthly layout, the overview. I'm actually really liking it. At first I wasn't so sure about this washi, but I like it. I also wasn't too sure about what I did up there, but I'm liking it. It's growing on me, definitely. And this will fill up as the month gets here and as the month progresses. And I think I will like this a lot, especially with using the gray ink to kind of highlight anything or fill it in. And now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I would choose a gray ink that actually looks more like penciled lead. You don't need to know that, but I think that's what I would like. Not too dark of a gray, like a lighter gray type of color. So that's the monthly layout. And then here's the tracker for February. Pretty straightforward, nothing fancy there, but this one is set and ready to go. And then the collections for February starts right here. I'm actually, if you care to know, on page, what is this? Page 46 of the notes pages in the back. So this is where I have my dashboard for February. I'm going to note down anything I want to focus on for the month. So I have space for 3 that I want to focus on for the month, and I have a space for watching, reading, learning, and projects. And then at the bottom, I'll fill in important dates or important things that are coming up. I'm still kind of toying with how I'm even using this bottom section, because I mean, I have everything that's already planned on my monthly overview, but I feel like this is still a good spot for something, for some kind of information. So we'll see how this continues to evolve throughout the year, but for now I have it to list important events or occasions or something. So that's at the bottom, and then on the right hand side I am set for my 1 line a day, and then this is just my little page flag that was marking when my February notes pages will start. I'll just stick that there and I'll use that someplace else eventually. Alright, so that is my whole setup for the month of February. Again, I'm not going to do the weeklies now. I'm going to wait. So, because I'm still kind of learning my flow, learning my layout for how I like my weeklies to be. So I will have a video showing how those come together and how I eventually land on those. I'm actually going to be doing, I think, a video for the January weeklies that I put together. So stay tuned for that. If it hasn't come out before this video comes out, I feel like it should come out before this video comes out. No, maybe after this video. Anyway, I'm not going to do the weeklies in today's setup video. All right, so there it is. Everything is laid out, prepped, and ready for me to begin the month. For anything I mentioned during this video, I'll be sure to have it down below in the description box. But of course, feel free to ask me about anything I've shown or anything I mentioned, and I'll get right back to you in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you did. Thank you so much for following along on today's video, and I will see you in the next one.